I'll probably take it off when a few people have come on. So we'll see if anybody comes on in a minute. So these came faster than I expected. I ordered 2 of these because I thought they were quite cool. There is a video as well coming out on these in a bit. All right, Mr. Blackheart. Yeah, so I'll take this off so you can hear me. All right. So yeah, the Chinese, for whatever reason, now are making red versions of the TF1. So yeah, it's literally a standard TF1, which is basically very similar to a GP5. I think it's actually closer to the Shum 41, how the assembly is built. It's made out of plastic anyway, not metal. But yeah, they're making these out of red rubber now, as well as just the black and white ones like they always used to do. So I thought when I saw those on AliExpress, I thought I've got to get some of these bright red ones. Because again, they're only like £10 each anyway, because, you know, brand new made in China masks. And yeah, it actually works as a real gas mask. It is just literally the same old mask, but in bright red, which is pretty cool. So I will put a link if for anybody that's interested. Give me a second and I'll get the link up, because I've got a made an affiliate link for it, because that way if you buy it I get a little bit of money back, and I don't think it costs any extra. But there you go. So if you're interested, there's a link to it. That should, if I open it in a new tab and it says you have to, you know, go to site, you sure want to leave YouTube. Yeah, that's the one. You have to obviously make sure when you select it, you select the red one, not the red one with, oh, they're out of stock now, the ones with the hoses and the filters. Because prior to this, they had those in stock. I think there's other sellers that have them as well. So must have sold quite a lot of these, unless it just means they're out of the filters and the tubes, the hoses. So yeah, because it's red. there isn't a like special answer to this. It's just the Chinese are making them in red now. Hype, when I asked him, said it might be something like industrial safety thing, that, you know, it's a bright color so you can see it more easily, like a high-vis jacket kind of thing. But the actual answer is I don't know. But yeah, they're making them out of red, like latex now or whatever. So I just thought it looks really cool compared to the ones in white or black. So yeah, like I said, I've got a video coming out on that in like a week or two, whenever the video goes live. But you know, like I said, I thought I'd show it on the stream today, just because it's cool. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody coming on, because I think it says there's 12 people on, but nobody's liked the stream yet. So don't forget to give it a like. And I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming today, just because I'm already feeling quite tired and I've done quite a lot of stuff today. So I wanted to get the stream done, but you know, depending on how many people have come on and that, I might be on 30 minutes to an hour, depending on, you know, all that. So well, it's a fully functioning mask. So normally though, they like them in black for that, but whatever. It's obviously being made first and foremost as an industrial mask of some sort. Then yeah, exported under a different thing. But like I said, it's a fully functioning gas mask. You know, there's not much else to say about it. It's just the same mask but in bright red. I mean, whether or not they then start doing them in green, yellow, and other colours, I don't know. But like I said, I like the fact this is in red. It's just interesting. I'll put it back on again for a moment, but yeah. So yeah, just to show you the inside, it's as you'd expect one of these to look like on the inside. Got the standard nose bits on there, and yeah, it's a TF1 but in red, and makes a good seal to my face. Yep. If you missed it, I put a link in the chat for it. There you go. If you're interested, here's an affiliate link. I have got a video coming out on it, but there's the link for now, because yeah, like I said, I think they just look cool in red, because like I said, most gas masks are typically either black or white or grey for like standard military ones, and then they are green sometimes for military stuff. Okay, so tell me why it sucks specifically, that grenade. I can get the salts while I'm wearing a mask because my chest's quite tight today, which has nothing to do with those salts, by the way. I'm not going to have them without a mask, but yep, mask works absolutely flawlessly. I've already put a link in the chat for it. It's about $10, £10. Well, it's the same face seal as any GP5 style mask. They seal pretty well if you're bold, because again, it's just a rubber hood. That sounds good, Rajiv. Yep. Like I said, my asthma today has been a bit tight. I think that's just probably because I've come into contact with dust and stuff today. But yeah, like I said, this is literally just a TF1 mask, you know, like the Chinese version of the GP5, just in red. Like I said, they've done it in white and black for ages, and now they're making it in red. And as soon as I saw some on AliExpress in red, I thought, yeah, I've got to get a couple of these, just because I was interested in, you know, I thought they look cool. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, they're not very much at all. They're about $10 or £10 or so. Again, if you buy them with different filters and things, the price is different. What the rubbery noise? Rubber ASMR. Yeah, it's very new and shiny, the rubber, because again, normally after a while the rubber doesn't look as nice as this. Yeah, that's just a standard metal color they use on it. It's just that, yeah, it contrasts quite well with the red. But yeah, out of the old ones, the Polish ones had quite cool looking metal because they had zinc on them, so that was fairly bright. But yeah, in general with those sort of masks, they try and not make the metal shiny, because if it's being used by the military, you don't want you know, them to reflect light and things back. But like I said, this one is an industrial variant as far as we can tell. Yeah, so like I said, I won't be on that long today. Don't forget to like the stream. I'm going to keep mentioning that if I look at the chat and see there's a lot more people on than likes, because YouTube does sometimes share my stuff a bit more if you click like. Again, I think dislikes work just as well, but it's, you know, it's like the interaction of somebody clicking like or whatever is counted by YouTube as, you know, like a fact that somebody is actually doing something more with the video than just watching it. Okay, so it is a bit like the British number 69 grenade. Oh no, they threatened to dislike something. So yeah, if I get the number 69 grenade out, like I said, the military style ones, yes, and the industrial ones, not the crappy little tiny plastic filters or like the no brand name what you call the thing. Already said loads of times, there's an affiliate link. The Chinese are making TF1s in red now. So there you go. There's a link to it. So yeah, with the British number 69 grenade, one of these, I covered it in my video, but yeah, this had a weighted string on it through there. So it's a similar thing to what you're saying. So you basically, you had a tape down, like leaded weight string. So you'd untape the string, but the pin was still in with it taped on. You'd throw it, as it travelled through the air, the weight of the lead would pull the pin out the grenade, and then it would explode on impact. But like I said, they changed the design of these because the ball bearing in it could kill the person throwing the grenade. So yeah, the ball bearing in that bit, that was the bit that they specifically... can you take the ball bearing out of this? I'm trying to remember. Oh, you can, I think. Yeah, I think if you unscrew this bit. I don't know, Saint. Sometimes the streams just... Yeah, there's the ball bearing, look. And there's, like, this is the detonator system for it, so, yeah, so obviously it has a firing pin type thing there. That would have gone through, yeah, the cap somehow. Don't know if it's meant to be that way up or the other way up or whatever, but, you can see where that obviously firing pin when it's first in use is again, or can't because my hand's in the way there. You can see where that would have had the sort of string through it to prevent it going off. And then, yeah, I think that literally only needed a tiny, tiny impact for that ball bearing to technically, you know, break it. So there you go. But like, yeah, with these vertical streams, for example, I cannot in any way try and flip the camera because it just has been broken. That's like a broken YouTube feature for months, maybe over a year on here. So yeah, with this impact grenade, if you pull the string out, you can even do this without it blowing up. Because if you hear any rattle like that and the string's been pulled on one of these, you'd blow up. So yeah, and that was just a bit at the bottom for the explosive filler. Obviously where that originally had, you know, all the explosives in the bottom. But yeah, I agree it is annoying because again, the vertical streams YouTube shares more because you're streaming technically on mobile, which they're trying to push more. Yeah, what, just because of the shape of it or whatever else? X Kali. If you made a previous comment, YouTube hid it because your comment doesn't make sense. You said it's essentially just held together with fully adjustable Velcro straps. But that's the only comment you've made that's visible. So if you said something else, YouTube deleted your comments. Because again, it looks like that was an M69 grenade, or number 69 grenade. It's deactivated, don't worry, but it's because... who was it that brought up the other grenade? No, the comment just says, what about now? If you made another comment, it's hidden. Again, to be honest, don't keep trying to post a comment if YouTube's hiding it, because it will eventually just ban you. Because they have this stupid, like, shadow ban system where there are basically words you're not allowed to say, and then when you say them too many times, even though they don't tell you what those words are, you basically just can't comment on anybody's videos anymore. So if you're trying to make a comment and YouTube's hiding, it's probably best just to stop asking. Because again, I don't know what you're trying to say. Yeah, but these are ones you can't even approve, Rajiv, because nobody can see them. It's, yeah, it's just where there's loads of words. Oh, yeah, it was what David was saying, yeah. I was just bringing up this grenade because that. But yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things, yeah, where, Rajiv, when it's like a normal held for approval comment, anybody that's a channel admin or a moderator can see them, because it just says, like, this channel is held for review. But there's a massive thing where YouTube just literally hides comments. Like, they show up to the person that's made them, like they've made a comment, because I had this on somebody else's video the other day. I can't remember what the comment was, but I commented something, and then I thought, because of how YouTube's formatted that, I wonder if it's, you know, going to have blocked the comment. So I opened an incognito window up, went back to the same video, and my comment wasn't there. So I deleted the comment and then rewrote it, so it didn't look like it was trying to be formatted into, you know, like where it was doing a thing like it thought it was a URL or something, and the comment showed up. I've already tested it, Rajiv. It works, but you have to do a load of effort at your own end. You can't just simply do it through YouTube. Prettiest gas mask, I don't know, because I'm not a woman. I don't like using the word pretty. If you mean what's a cool looking gas mask, C50, M50, S10, I don't know. Cool. So, yeah, are they the expensive one, the Vest Guards? But they're probably pretty good, aren't they? Yeah, again, same. Sometimes I make videos and people don't even watch them because of reasons like that. I can sometimes spend loads of time and effort making a video, like especially when it's not a short, but like a 20-minute long video. Can spend ages making a video and nobody sees it because YouTube just decides not to notify anybody about it. Again, the whole notification system on YouTube is absolutely bollocks, in all honesty. Me, no, because when I did a video the other week, that Pathways one, they sent it to loads of people, so they haven't. It's just a case that YouTube basically doesn't, and again, it does it with like half of my channels I'm subscribed to. Basically, YouTube just decides what they want to push on the platform on any given day via an algorithm. So if somebody uploads a video on a day that YouTube decides that's not the type of video they want to share on that day, you just won't ever see it, unless you manually look through the channel for it. So yeah, that just happens with every single channel on YouTube. They just basically randomly decide, is this content we're going to share or not? Because YouTube, for whatever reason, does, again, go back to old YouTube, 2005, 2006 sort of period. It was great, because if you were subscribed to a channel, you would see all their videos. It specifically engineered it around what you were subscribed to. Now, YouTube basically just completely keeps messing with their own AI to push different content. Again, they've got rid of it, Saint, because they want to push the stuff they think will make them the most advertising money, I'd guess. There is, but again, with YouTube XCali, like I said, it does not matter the genre. Any videos on YouTube, they seem to just have an algorithm that randomly just pushes stuff. And like I said, this isn't regarding a gender. It's just like what the algorithms decided on that day is a good video. Probably something like a GP5. Again, I know this isn't a genuine GP5, but it's literally a rubber hood that just has an eyes and a valve bit attached to it. Doesn't even need straps. So probably a mask like this. That's probably the same reason the Soviets made over 100 million of them, because rubber hoods are very cheap to make. Again, random user, it's because they keep changing it. It's like I said, it's one of those things where they don't even stick with their own thing. It's like they try something for a while, then they switch to something else, then they switch to something else. So, for example, YouTube has a thing for creators where it suggests video ideas to you that kind of is like, oh, these are the videos we kind of want you to make. But because this system uses AI, it's a really, really bad system. So, basically, it suggests videos to me that don't even make sense title-wise. Let me see if I can get it up for you, and I'll read out some of the suggestions it's come up with for me to make videos on. I think it's trends, isn't it? No, it's not trends. It's... Again, I'm trying to remember how you get on it. It's like where it's like brainstorm idea. Oh, inspiration. This is it, right? So I'll read out first the stuff it's doing in general based on my channel, but then the problem is, like, if you ask it about any subject, it doesn't actually properly go into one subject. It basically looks at a load of your videos and tries to mishmash them together. So one, how bureaucratic regulations are secretly neutering modern UK self-defense equipment. The hidden history of subversive military symbols found in digital subcultures. Again, what the fuck does that even mean? The hidden history of subversive military symbols found in digital subcultures. Developing the ultimate bar mace, testing 4-bladed short sword modifications. Again, a bar mace is not a short sword. The hidden history of improvised trench weapons used in local urban warfare. That sounds glowy as shit. Oh yeah, some of the things it comes up with are blatantly things that would get you in trouble if you made the videos on. analysis of declassified Cold War protocols for protecting your home from fallout, testing historical gas masks against modern chemical threats from urban environments. Again, it's probably not an idea to actually test a gas mask against real chemical threats, because that could get you killed. So let me type in, for example, public policy commentary, which is one of their recommended tabs, and we'll see what crap random shit it comes up with for this. How current public safety bills might accidentally ban common self-defense tools, evaluating new government regulations on historic deactivated small arms and ... the policy failures of standard issue gas masks for modern chemical threats, why modern zoning laws are killing our ability to build private bunkers, and the hidden impact of environmental waste policies on surplus military equipment. See, it's literally just like chucking random words together for the most part. Again, YouTube pushes shorts a lot more than real videos now. Yeah, again, I've got an M10M and lots of other ones. And like I said, sometimes you can put the filters in all right. Sometimes they tear. It depends how aged the rubber is and everything. Yeah, again, that grenade video that they've barely shown to anyone. I suppose it depends on the type of grenade, though, doesn't it? Because I'm sure in theory there might be a way that a grenade would have an explosive, an unstable enough explosive filler that a spark might set off. But yeah, obviously most grenades, like we were saying, have essentially a percussion cap that leads to a fuse that then leads to like a little explosive that sets off the main explosive. Again, depends on the grenade, but again, it's like the Hollywood thing, isn't it, of shooting propane canisters and that and them blowing up. Well, Milo, that's just brain rot from people using phones nonstop. I'll click that thing again in a minute and see some other stupid suggestions it comes up with. That sounds pretty cool, David. But yeah, right. Let's click something else. Let me just type in gas mask and see what it says for gas mask on this thing. Like, here's, ideas where YouTube's like, you should definitely make a video on this because we reckon this would trend well. And again, it's because their AI is just, again, I don't have a problem with AI when it's used properly, but everything now just uses AI in the worst ways possible. So, the fatal flaw in modern civilian gas masks and how to fix it. Very clickbait title, but modern civilian gas masks either basically don't exist or they work absolutely fine. And the picture it's come up with is like somebody welding a gas mask or some shit like that. I don't even know what the picture's meant to show. Testing rare Cold War prototypes against modern industrial chemical vapors and toxins. Again, a suggestion that could fucking get you killed. Like, oh yeah, just go test a mask that might not work, bro, against toxins. What could go wrong? Oh, the first one that actually sounds like a proper title. The hidden dangers of asbestos and chromium in surplus military gas mask filters. Yeah, that's a real title for once. Okay, it's come up with one good result so far out of all the bad ones. And why professional restoration can devalue your rare historical military respirator collection. Again, is that saying that like you should just let the masks rot? Again, I mean, I know with antiques, some antiques, if they're like badly bubbled, obviously fucks up their value. But I don't, again, really know what that's trying to say with that one. I'll just go back to the chat while I'm getting more up. Again, Saint, I think it just, depends exactly on the grenade, but I don't really know. Yeah, that's a very old video, that one, Milo. Again, if anybody's interested in this red mask, I'll just put the URL in the thing again for it. So yeah, there is an affiliate link now. I've bought one of these and I know they work. I've made an affiliate link to them because they're pretty damn cheap. Because like I said, they're pretty cool having these in red. It's literally the exact same mask but red. Oh, it's GOST, by the way. My one is GOST, not NATO, just because I've had those masks in both GOST and NATO before. Right, some more video ideas. Comparing British S10 respirator performance against current issue grade polymer ... polymer masks. Okay. And the military history and evolution of optical inserts in combat gas masks. Again, kind of a real idea, but it's very, very niche. Why European surplus filters fail to fit standard North American gas mask threads. Well, that's completely false. If they're 40mm NATO, they're 40mm NATO. Evaluating the effectiveness of bearded seals on contemporary tactical gas mask designs. Again, if you've got a beard, the gas mask does not fit you. That's a thing. It's, you know, you shave or you have to like really Vaseline up your beard and then hope the chin bit seals all right. Investigating the shelf life realities of vacuum sealed Cold War era filter stocks. Again, that could be reliable. Let's search something else. I wonder if Keir Starmer gets any results. Searching for Keir Starmer. Right, here we go. Let's see if Keir Starmer gets any interesting results up. Is that a Mr. Beast video, Saint, by the sound of it? TF1, so Tango Foxtrot 1 is the standard one. Again, there's also this one, which is the MF1A, as in Mike Foxtrot 1 Alpha. So this is a MF1A, but the standard ones that look quite like GP5s are just TF1s, Tango Foxtrot 1. Right, so let's see what results it's come up with for Keir Starmer. Why Keir Starmer's defence procurement strategy fails modern preparedness standards. Comparing Keir Starmer's security detail equipment to classic Cold War gear. Investigating the riot control gear used by Keir Starmer's modern police force. Evaluating the effectiveness of current British military surplus in Starmer's Britain. The evolution of British military gas masks under new Labour government policy. Tactical analysis of British police body armour changes since February 2024. I'll show more for Keir Starmer. This might be quite funny. I hope it doesn't say something that's going to get me gulagged. But yeah, like I said, this is the problem now. It runs on AI like this rather than what you actually want to watch, because apparently AI is the future. Again, AI is very good at certain things, but not for coming up with what should be promoted on YouTube. Apparently, Sikhs and Muslims in the British Army can Vaseline their beards to wear a mask. But again, it's one of those things that I very, very much doubt. Like you said, it would make a proper seal. It's one of the reasons I cut my hair off, yeah. But also because I like having short hair because it doesn't get in the way. When I get long hair, it just really annoys me. Right, what else is there coming up for Keir Starmer? Comparing modern police batons to historical truncheons in Starmer-controlled Britain. I mean, that sounds appropriate, but you can't buy modern police batons. They're completely illegal in Britain. You can only have the old wooden ones like I've got. Like modern, like nightsticks and all those are completely, and like ass batons, whatever they're called, you know, like the ones that flick out, are completely illegal. They're banned from civilian ownership in this country. Analysing the specific combat boots issued to Starmer-era border security. Border security, that's a good one, YouTube. Border security in this country. Reviewing tactical pen legality under Starmer government new offensive weapons policy. British Army ration changes under Starmer assessing modern field nutrition quality. How Labour defence cuts impact availability of high quality military surplus gear. And testing civil defence respirators against new Starmer era environmental compliance. Let's search Keir Starmer rent boys. I want to see if it actually comes up with anything, or if it will say, "Oh, I can't do that." Oh, it's coming up with results. It's coming up with results for Keir Starmer and rent boys. Yeah, again, if they're training, again, I don't really have any much use for them, but to be honest, like saying, because if you can't carry, it's like I've got a training ballad song somewhere. which is just a blunt weighted bit of metal where the blade would be, but you can, do the flicks with it. But right, so why the Starmer Rent Boy scandal proves you need a home survival kit. I like the title of that one, but it has nothing to do with tactical analysis of the security failure during the Starmer Rent Boy allegations. Best self-defense tools for journalists investigating the Starmer Rent Boy rumors. Maybe I'll do a video on just these fucking stupid suggestions. Testing the police riot gear used during the Starmer Rent Boy protest scandals. Comparing modern British body armour against projectiles from recent London political riots. Doesn't mention Rent Boys there or Starmer. I'm going to load up some more. I like what this is doing. Yeah, exactly, Rajiv. I have noticed, though, with some recent television stuff, because like the shows are so shit now, like they barely hold my attention. And I can still watch proper films and not get brain rot and want to check my phone constantly. But I mean, like, a lot of modern TV now is just so shit that if I'm watching it, I'm kind of like, I'm bored. I want to actually see what people are saying about I'm watching. Reviewing British military CBRN suits during public outcry over Starmer Rent Boys. Testing budget bulletproof vests against riot risks amid Starmer Rent Boy rumours. Does the S10 respirator filter heavy smoke from Starmer scandal protest fires? Comparing tactical flashlights for night patrols during Starmer Rent Boy political protests. And analysing historical police batons used in civil unrest following Rent Boy allegations. Right, if anybody's got any good suggestions of me to ask YouTube AI over what is a good idea currently on YouTube for me to promote. All right, hi. Yeah, I've got the red TF1. I was just laughing with people over the really shit YouTube suggested video AI. You know how I sent you that picture earlier about the whole thing of like politicians versus like blunt objects or whatever it was that YouTube suggested me. I just decided to ask it about Keir Starmer and Rent Boys. It's all about like the Keir Starmer Rent Boy apocalypse. But yeah, I might do a video just on how bad these YouTube suggestions are. Mostly eBay Christ, man, like I've said about 1,000 times already. Because again, there's not really any physical surplus stores left anywhere near me. Let me put Keir Starmer Rent Boys apocalypse. And let's see if it comes up with any ideas for that. And I'll see if it comes up with anything. This hasn't come up with anything to do with Rent Boys when I've done this. It's just come up very vague, like. Let me type in Keir Starmer Rent Boys online censorship. And see what comes up for this. Oh, uses of Vaseline, right? I'll ask it that in a minute after, yeah, Keir Starmer, the Bone Temple. I do want to, when I can be asked to do it, you know the famous blacked.com picture, like the meme? That one. I want to get that one, but the Keir Starmer sat on the sofa with a load of Rent Boys behind him. I think that'd be quite funny. Again, DPM trousers for 30 quid isn't awful if they're in really good condition. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, obviously on eBay, sometimes they're about £10, aren't they? But yeah, let's see what the inspirations come up with for Keir Starmer Rent Boys online censorship. I'll only mention the ones that actually have come up near anything I've typed in. So from Gasmaster web browsing, what Starmer might restrict next? Yeah, I can imagine him banning both of those. You can't have gas masks because we want to be able to use tear gas on you. And you also can't use a web browser because you might find out I'm not a very good politician. Survival gear censorship. Why the government wants to shadow ban body armor. I don't know if you can shadow ban body armor, Shadow ban is like online, for like, you know, you can't shadow ban something in real life. It's either banned or it's not. Okay, let's look for let's search for Keir Starmer Vaseline. Right, Keir Starmer Vaseline. Yeah, France apparently restricts masks, saying like that. I say, why the Labour government stance on military surplus supplies of failing veterans? Okay, why Keir Starmer uses Vaselines for gas mask seals in 2026 UK. The tactical history of Vaseline in trench warfare and modern military kits. It's actually come up with a really good picture of a GP5 here. Does Vaseline damage vintage rubber components on British issue gas masks? But it's actually come up with a proper picture of a GP5. Hang on. Again, I can't flick the camera around on this because it will break. But can you see that there? Is that there looks like a fucking actual real GP5. It's got a bit of a bigger nose thing on it than a real GP5. But okay, so it inadvertently can make a GP5 even when you don't ask it to. Right, hopefully that showed up because I can't flip the camera on this because it breaks. Preparedness guys using petroleum jelly for field maintenance. Testing Vaseline as a protective barrier against chemical agents and corrosive liquids. Again, probably not a good idea to do that. Right, so Vaseline didn't come up with... it's got the suggested tab, though, political lubricants. So I'm going to click that. Explore the idea of political lubricants. Yeah, I know a lot of the Keir Starmer wanker songs, like the Wanker Man, and yeah, I know a lot of the Keir Starmer wanker songs. Why Keir Starmer uses political lubricants to slide through controversial defence policies. Analysing the slick mechanism of Keir Starmer's new tactical political gear strategy. Field testing Vaseline on bayonets to prevent rust in wet trench conditions. I mean, Vaseline in your bayonet, you could stick it somewhere else. Testing Vaseline as a lubricant for maintaining vintage British military gas masks. And is Vaseline a viable sealant for faulty respirator gaskets in emergency scenarios? Oh, I've actually had a message that's come up as hidden for once. Let's see if I can allow or view the hidden message. It's not showing up on the PC. Hang on, can I... Sounds like something in the Epstein file. Yeah, let's type in Keir Starmer Epstein files. See if Epstein is allowed with the YouTube AI. It's literally not come up with anything regarding Epstein. That's funny. It's talking about riot gear again. Let's think of something else we can put with Keir Starmer. Yeah, and he got banned from Xbox Live for saying the N-word online, which is another funny thing about Epstein. I mean, he's not really funny, is he? But sort of is funny. Conservative Prime Minister. We had a fake Conservative Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, so not very long ago, like 2 years ago. Okay, random user's got a good one. But again, I'll have to put gas masks. I'll put Epstein files and gas masks. Because if I do, like, because this suggests you the things, it's not one where you already put in, like, a buzzword for a video. Investigating the specific gas mask models found in the Epstein evidence files. Analysing industrial respirators versus military masks from the unsealed Epstein document photos. Reviewing the MCU-2P, why protective gear appeared in private island inventories. Tactical gear analysis, a function of protective masks in high-security private estates. Okay, so that's what's come up for that. Let me search Keir Starmer backdoor rent boys. I want to see what comes out of this. It does say AI can make a mistake, so please double check that it's a good idea for a video. I didn't even mention the word sex scandal, but the tactical vulnerability of VIP safe houses during high-level political sex scandals. Oh, here's a good title that makes no sense but is funny. Testing riot control equipment against protesters, demanding accountability for government moral failings. Yeah, I'm going to read that one out again. Testing riot control equipment against protesters, demanding accountability for government moral failings. Oh, AI. I'm going to screenshot this because this is real. Although it couldn't create an illustration for this one. But I am just going to save this to my PC because some of these are just great, this shit comes up with. Like, it's either just stuff that makes no sense, or it's stuff like that where it's like, beat up some hippies with your nightstick for a video. Historical military precedents for compromising leaders through illicit underground honey trap operations. That's another idea for a video. And what was the last one it came up with? Reviewing covert surveillance countermeasures against unauthorized backdoor entry in security zones. Oh, by backdoor, we mean something else. And it's saying this is related to ICE agents chase woman back to her Louisiana home. 6.4 million views. So it's saying you could capitalize on that ICE video with talking about a backdoor. I'll search nerve agents and see what comes up. I'm not going to read out what you said there, even though it's funny. Again, if it comes up with any sensible suggestions, I won't bother reading them out because they're not funny. Because some of them is just like saying the history of nerve agents or whatever. Let me search nerve agent test, because I want to see if it does literally suggest stupid ideas like go test nerve agent on yourself. Oh, it's actually come up with a fairly good picture of a GP5M as well there. Again, I can't easily screenshot because I'm in the mobile, but is that working, that thing? Surviving sarin, evaluating the efficiency of Cold War era nerve agent antidotes. Again, that looks quite a lot like a GP5M, although it doesn't look like it's got the full hood. And it looks like there it might actually have like a strap mount on it. But again, that's not actually bad for the AI randomly coming up with a picture, I guess. Let's get this on its mount again. There we go. Oh, is that? Oh, it's flipped over. Okay, is that flip actually working now? Yeah, okay, that's never done that before. They finally fixed it after years. So yeah, there you go. They finally fixed the thing on YouTube where I couldn't flip the camera for years. That only took them like 2 years to fix this bug on mobile, but they've actually done it. So yeah. That's cool. So I can actually flip the camera now. But yeah, that never used to work. It would just literally freeze the entire stream if you pressed the flip button for ages on the YouTube app. It was broken. Oh yeah, again, another good picture of a GP5 there. Okay, so Google's AI has learned what a GP5 is. Look. Again, it's not saying it's a GP5 still. It's got the correct green filter. It's got the brown intake. It's got the right kind of grey-white colour to it. Got the right sort of circular eyepieces. So yeah, Google actually at least doesn't make monstrosity gas masks all the time now. It does now and again. Again, let's search radiation. Testing radioactive Cold War luminous gauges with modern digital dosimeters. I sort of do that anyway. The hidden radiation risks of collecting vintage Soviet optical glass lenses. Well, in theory, glass lenses can have thorium in them. thorium glass. I can do more Sora videos, but I can't really do them live right now. But I can try and log into maybe Sora tomorrow and see if I can make anything good on there. There's a really good uncensored Chinese like equivalent to Sora now. But annoyingly, I'd have to buy a year's subscription at once. You can't just although you can buy like monthly things, I'd have to buy like $100 worth of so you know, if it's like $10 a month, you have to spend $120 at once. It doesn't let you, you know, do a reoccurring $10 thing, because otherwise I might have made that, because people, you know, people are doing like copyrighted IPs and that. Because again, the funny thing with a lot of the Chinese stuff is they don't give a shit about copyright, like with Sora and stuff like that. Testing surplus chemical suit protection against particular alpha radiation sources. I mean, that's not a great idea. I know it's alpha radiation, but still. Let me test this chemical suit to see if it prevents me from getting irradiated. Yeah, loads of sites do that. Again, what really annoyed me, there was a program loads of people were recommending earlier. I downloaded it only to find that nearly all the features of the program, even though it was advertised as a free program, you needed to pay their subscription fee for. So I was like, fuck off, and immediately uninstalled it. Because let's search nuclear radiation, Kiyosama, rent boys. Let's see what comes up for this. Oh, again, because Sora doesn't let you do Kiyosama videos, I was going to do Kiyosama's Rent Boy playset, but you know, but you can't do that. You might be able to do it on the Chinese one. Again, this hasn't come up with any funny ones because it's just doing videos related to radiation that aren't related to Kiyosama. I'm just going to do Kiyosama Rent Boys again and see what else comes up because it's funny. I think it's that they sort of want to hide the fact it's a paid-for product. So it's kind of like one of those limited free trial things, I think, with a lot of things. Again, I've not searched anything to do with gas masks on this, but I've searched Kiyosama Rent Boys, and it's saying tactical gas mask selection for protecting yourself during volatile civil unrest events. But I searched for Kiyosama Rent Boys. I'll search Scandal on the end, see if it refreshes it. Self-defense implications for whistleblowers involved in the Starmer Rent Boy case. Survival kits for journalists reporting on the Keir Starmer Rent Boy allegations. That's sort of a good idea for a video. Survival kits for journalists. But it's got a grenade there. I didn't know grenades were in a survival kit. Hang on. So it's got kind of what looks like a GP5 crossed with an MM1 there. But is that a hand grenade? So it's like saying, oh, if you're a journalist in the UK, you need a hand grenade to protect you from Keir Starmer. Right-wing fucker. Show more. I want to know more about these. Well, he did get arsoned. Yeah, the MOD still surpluses Land Rover and all the armoured vehicles. Land Rovers are the ones that actually sell quite well, because like I've said to you before, the armoured vehicles, because you'd obviously need the right licenses for the weight of them, and if they're tracked ones, you wouldn't be able to drive them on normal roads without converting them to rubber tracks. And obviously they use up a lot of fuel and everything like that. Normally it's Land Rovers that actually sell for way more than the armoured vehicles, because there's actually more of a demand for them. Tactical escape bags for staffers fleeing the Starmer Rent Boy fallout. Analysing body armour effectiveness for high-profile figures in political scandals. What else have we got? Most of the others aren't coming up with funny things. Again, if people can think of funny ones, let me know and I'll do them. I'll see what it says about them. Let me just refresh the page and see if it comes up, what recommendations it comes up with without me giving it any prompts. Again, here's a kind of good idea for a video, but I don't massively play the Metal Gear games. Identifying every real gas mask featured in the Metal Gear Solid series. Testing decades-old military surplus Geiger counters in a modern Fallout scenario. How would I make nuclear fallout to test the things? So, is that saying start a nuclear war to test how well the dosimeters work? So what was that? DIY CBRN. Yeah, let me type in DIY CBRN and see what comes up. See if there's actually any good video ideas there amongst all the stupid ones. As I've answered loads of times, they should have their own referendum to decide it. Because, again, Northern Ireland's kind of a problem in the sense, a bit like East Germany was, that do all of the people in Ireland want to actually inherit all the problems in Northern Ireland? And again, I don't know the answer to that, but it's one of those things where I don't think it's as simple as it sounds. Because, you know, you could very easily say, all right, Northern Ireland no longer belongs to Britain, it goes to Ireland, and that would probably cause shitloads of problems for Ireland. So, again, Northern Ireland is just one of those weird things where, again, you know, I don't actually know, in all honesty. Because, like I said, I have no problem with the idea of, you know, Northern Ireland going to Ireland and, like, Wales becoming independent from the UK, Scotland becoming independent from the UK. I really don't care. But the problem is with something like Northern Ireland, is that, yeah, because of how it's been historically divided and everything, it might turn into a fucking dumpster fire again if you actually did that. Because, again, like I said, it's like with East Germany. When East Germany was reunified with West Germany had to spend shitloads of money getting East Germany up to a good standard. I know it's not really the same thing, but it's kind of one of those things where it actually can create more problems. But yeah, okay. Just seeing where when I've typed in DIY CBRN, I'm just seeing if anything interesting comes up. Oh, testing surplus Soviet NBC suits against modern industrial chemical spills. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a safe idea, Google. Testing surplus Soviet NBC suits against modern industrial chemical spills. What could go wrong? Comparing DIY active carbon filters to military-grade NATO standard canisters. Well, the DIY one's going to be shit. That's an easy answer. The best improvised sealants for hardening your home against biological threats. Yeah, I've used old East German ones as waders before. Yeah, exactly. It's just the idea though that like here's like a really serious chemical threat you have no reason to get near as a civilian. Oh, why don't you just go and test if a Soviet NBC suit actually protects you? Testing 1980s British S6 gas mask filters against modern aerosolized contaminants. Again, why would you do that? Comparing surplus Yugoslavian M1 masks to modern consumer-grade full-face respirators. but the picture is of a GP5, not an M1. So hang on. Again, it's done a very good picture of a GP5, but that is not a plus Yugoslavian M1/M59. What's this one? Evaluating cheap industrial chemical suits for emergency backyard radiological decontamination. Oh, it actually gives a description for the video. Oh, this is great. Okay, so if I do Keir Starmer Rent Boys again, we can see if it comes up with a video description idea. So let me type in Keir Starmer Rent Boy again. And I want to see what the actual, like, suggested descriptions are for the videos as well. And again, I need something to come up that actually has about Rent Boys, isn't it? Not just reviewing tactical body armor for journalists covering the Starmer and Mandelson allegations. Right, okay. It's got Mandelson in this one as well. Let's open this one and see what comes up with the description. We are testing the NIJ Level 3A soft armor and lightweight ceramic plates, essential for press teams navigating hostile urban environments during the Starmer and Mandelson investigations. We must prioritize ballistic integrity against small arms and fragmentation while maintaining a low profile, non-combative silhouette to ensure survival during high-stakes political unrest. So that's an idea it's come up with for a video. Can I get all the old results up, or are they gone now that I've gone for it? Because I wanted to see if I could get up some of those funny previous ones and read the description. Oh, this sounds like a glowy title. Best compact binoculars for monitoring security detail movement near government safe houses. We are field testing high-performance 8x25 roof prisms to track high-value movements near sensitive government perimeters without drawing suspicion by prioritizing edge-to-edge clarity and low-light transmission over bulky apertures. We identify specific security patrol patterns and vehicle signatures. The tactical assessment ensures discrete long-range surveillance capability while maintaining a low-profile, mobile posture. Although the guy in the picture is holding the binoculars the wrong way around, but okay. I'm just trying to think if there's anything that is like really dodgy for YouTube. Let me just search Keir Starmer's Rent Boys night vision. Can I make these into individual tags? Analyzing grainy night vision optics from the Starmer Rent Boy allegation videos. Right. We isolate the specific phosphor bloom and resolution degradation within the grainy night vision footage to identify the exact generation of image intensifier used. By cross-referencing these distinct visual artifacts in no military-grade hardware specifications, we expose whether the leaked clips originate from authentic surveillance equipment or digital filters meant to deceive. Okay. Yeah, Starmer bands not. They might see me bumming a Rent Boy. Testing 1990s night vision tech to verify the Starmer scandal surveillance footage. That's basically the same thing again. Why digital night vision makes it impossible for politicians to hide today. Right. Let's see what this one says. We strip away the darkness that once shielded clandestine political movements by deploying modern CMOS sensors against traditional infrared security. We demonstrate how budget-friendly digital optics render elite countermeasures obsolete, exposing high-level figures in total blackout. This technological democratization ensures no secret meeting remains private when we can see everything through a lens. Oh, I didn't want to go off that page, Google. I was enjoying reading this. I'm just going to show more because I'm interested in some of the results for this. I think it's more that you can find the Rent Boys. You can see what Starmer's up to in the dark. How modern light amplification tech caught the Labour leader in total darkness. So, we deconstruct the high-performance sensors in modern light amplification systems to prove that total darkness is no longer a tactical shroud. By isolating the exact spectral sensitivity of current night vision optics, we demonstrate how specific infrared signatures expose Labour leaders' movements. This is a load of technical babble again. Yeah, I'll just see if there's anything related again. Speaking of PVS, here we go, PVS-4 teams. Why professional surveillance teams prefer PVS-14 binoculars for Westminster urban reconnaissance operations. Urban surveillance demands the PVS-14 singular tube to maintain natural night vision, blah, 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 blah. Again, I'm just going to see if I can find... I'm going to search Keir Starmer Rent Boys scandal, right-wing thuggery. I might search Amelia Pathways stuff as well before I go off, just to see if it comes up with any funny Pathways shit. Nah, it hasn't come up with any good results. That is just stupid things. I'll put Amelia Pathways instead. Keir Starmer Rent Boy scandal, Amelia Pathways. I don't think it knows what I'm on about here. It's just coming up with nonsense stuff. I'll put Keir Starmer and the Pathways propaganda game. The Rent Boy scandal. I forgot to mute my phone again, and I'm having people send me messages while I'm trying to stream. Right, I've done I've turned my phone to do not disturb now, so I don't get people message me while I'm trying to stream. But the Arsenator, it was a good name for worry about the Keir scandal, Keir Starmer Rent Boy thing. Again, allegedly. But it's just funny because we were laughing at YouTube has this thing where it suggests you video ideas using like its AI. But it keeps coming up with really stupid and dodgy suggestions. Again, it doesn't really know what Pathways is, even when I put Pathways game. Historical bayonets versus modern policing tactics in the Pathways propaganda universe. I don't get what you mean by that, random user. We pit the brutal efficiency of a historical socket bayonet against the rigid compliance-focused maneuvers of modern riot control. With the surreal Pathways propaganda framework, we analyze how archaic cold steel pierces through contemporary tactical theory, exposing the absurdity of state-enforced order when faced with a raw mechanical reality of vintage military hardware. Is that saying to bayonet policemen? Is that what it's suggesting? Let me again. I'm gonna be very careful how I read out what I'm gonna put here. Keir Starmer versus bayonets. I want to see what it comes up with for this. Could Keir Starmer's police reform survive a historical 1907 pattern sword bayonet? So, hang on. 1907 pattern sword bayonet. I've got one right here. We test if modern bureaucratic police reform can withstand the brutal functionality of a 1907 pattern sword bayonet. We pit steel against policy, examining why the state prioritized banning hardware over addressing systematic failure. The mechanical deep dive exposes the physical reality of historical weaponry versus the fragility of contemporary legislative overreach. Oh, I thought that it was going to say, could modern police survive being bayoneted? But, yeah. Some really fucking weird suggestions coming up with this thing. Like I said, I'll probably just do a video at some point covering this, because again, this is why you keep getting recommended a lot of crap on YouTube, I think, is because this AI type stuff is what they're currently, you know, using to promote videos. Not stuff that actually makes sense, but just weird shit like this. Yeah, because deactivated grenades are normally quite cheap. For the people that didn't see it earlier in the stream, the Chinese do the TF1 in red now, like very bright red. So I've got a video coming out on this. I've done loads of videos on why it shields that. Just look at my channel. Well, I suppose you could say it's a GP5. It's a TF1, which is very similar to a GP5. The valve bits are plastic on these, not it's probably closer to a Shum 41 actually, looking at the valve profile. But yeah, it's a Chinese TF1, which again, if it is GP5 basically. Yeah, I like it a lot. I just like the fact it's so bright red. It's not a fetish mask, Stalker, because it's made by the same factories that make all the other TF1s. So basically, yeah, even if you're like, oh, it's a red mask, that means it's a fetish mask. It basically, it isn't, because it's, again, that's somebody else's use for it. Again, it's like any gas masks aren't made for the idea of, like, first and foremost being used as fetish gear, are they? They're made as, you know, like protective masks. Just because people use them as fetish stuff doesn't mean that's the thing. Oh, somebody Telecom says, good afternoon, I'd like to ask your opinion. I'm considering buying a family member either the OM 2020 or OM 90 gas mask, regardless of the field of vision. Both would be the hydration system model. I don't know which one the OM 2020 is, so let me look it up. I know what the OM 90 is. I've got one behind me somewhere. So the OM 2020, let's have a look. The OM 2020 looks better to me. Again, I've never used it, but basically that looks better to me simply because it's got a panoramic visor and it's got 6 straps on it. It's only 5 straps on the OM 90. So it looks just like basically an improved OM 90. Oh yeah, it literally says that on the gas mask wiki. An updated form of the OM 90 with a panoramic lens and a 6-point head harness and some other small changes. So yeah. So to answer your question, it just looks better than the OM 90 in every way. Again, like I said. What do you mean no, by it isn't flexible? What do you mean the panoramic lens keeps it in one position, David, or what? Again, I don't really get what you mean by that. But yeah, like I said, this you can literally buy these straight from the manufacturer, and they're not advertised as fetish things straight from the manufacturer. It's just you can buy the masks in white, black, or red. Again, I don't know if the Chinese know that that's a market that they're trying to get into. Again, Public says sharp edges, well, not sharp. Again, I don't know what you're on about there. Anyway, I will be off in a minute because I've been on over an hour, and it's getting quite warm in here. So yeah, like I said, I have got a proper video coming out on this. If you want a link to this mask, I don't know. I still got it pasted in the thing. Now I need to repaste the URL. Hang on a second. There you go. There's a URL to an affiliate link for it. So if you're interested, there's an affiliate link. Right, yeah, see you all. Hopefully be on tomorrow or whatever. Because the GP5 originally had those grooves on it. It's just, it's harder to see them on old GP5s. It's like how the rubber mold works with like the flexing points. Because again, if I get this TF1, you can kind of see them as well. See that there? There. Again, the GP5, because again, if I get the Soviet Shum 2012, notice that there? They're there as well. That's there on a GP5. It's just probably you've never noticed it before. It's just the way the latex hood is sort of shaped. And again, it's just because I think where it's meant to keep a form of rigidity but also be stretchy. Yeah, I don't have my actual GP5 really handy to show you that, but I'm pretty certain the normal GP5 has exactly that on it as well. But yeah, it's not near the top of the pile behind me, so I can't show you. Oh wait, no, there's a GP5M over there, and / PMG2. And again, if due to its age, it's not as obvious, but you can just about see those ridges there. Again, as the masks age and the rubber kind of loses its integrity, they're harder to see, but you can actually see, you know, they're there. Yeah, Mason, it's a GP5M / PMG. Yeah, see, the other thing I got from China as well, which I've got a video coming out on, is this. What, your profile picture? I can see you've got some Soviet mask on, but that's all I can see because your profile picture is about the size of my thumbnail. It's quite literally a thumbnail. But yeah, this thing, annoyingly, only works with positive air pressure. So it's not like I can really actually demonstrate this very well on a video, but I did do a video on it very briefly. But it reminds me of Sudoku from David Lynch's Dune, saying that. The sort of industrial-looking helmets. What's that there? Is that like just thing to make the mask more comfortable on your head? Oh yeah, it's just like foam inserts, like a tank helmet. Yeah, very similar to an arc flash hood. But yeah, the only problem is obviously it's designed to work with an airline, which I didn't realise until I got it, that, you know, it's one where it's a positive pressure sort of system. So yeah, it's one of those weird things that if I just simply put it on right now, it would start fogging up and I'd be carbon dioxiding myself, sorry. Anyway, yeah, I'll be off now. So yeah, anybody interested, I've put an affiliate link in the chat several times for this mask. Like I said, it's pretty cool because I like having a GP5 style mask in bright red. And yeah, I'll have to do a video on YouTube suggestions on weird Keir Starmer tactical surveillance of rent boys, whatever it was. Because, you know, YouTube does come up with some weird suggestions for video ideas. Now, it uses AI rather than actual people looking at trends. So yeah, have a good evening, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully.